scale as far as
It's going to be on.
I can do that. So, now what programs does Yakutat put on?
Activities?
Yeah, activities. What activities?
The kind of activities that we put on is that we do the native arts and crafts classes, such as the moccasin class, the bootmaking class, the traditional bibs and octopus bag. We also do carving. We've had two awesome carvers, David Boxley and David Boxley Jr., that came up here and taught our people how to make masks. They did an awesome job, and it got a lot of people fired up about carving. Now we have Fred Bemis and Fred White, who are amazing carvers, who are our own carvers from Yakutat. They're teaching whoever wants to come and learn about making dance paddles and dance staffs and halibut hooks. So, and they're pretty happy about it. They work with the kids, and they also work with the adults.
Now, is the carving, is that part of the wellness grant as well?
Yes, it is. We had originally started this class about three months ago, I believe, but we've always had a really good turnout. It's kind of slow at the beginning, but once everybody learns that, all our classes that we do is for free, and it's for people in our community, and it's for everybody, non-discriminative. But as long as we hit the people who are at high risk and who are in recovery, we make sure that goal is met first.
Okay. And Yakutat, tell me about what time you have these classes and why you have them at those times.
Well, mostly in the wintertime. We have a hard time trying to find things to do in Yakutat. Most people like to go to the bars or stay at home and watch TV. Well, we figured that if we have these classes in the evening time with Jenny and Lucy as instructors, that we can maybe do it in the evening time. This gives people an option. Well, do I want to go to the bar? Do I want to go to bingo? Or do I want to go and learn how to make native crafts? We try to schedule these times in just to keep people occupied and give them that extra option. This is what we would call helping make healthy choices and healthy lifestyles.
Huh. And have you seen results yourself?
Yes, we have. We have this amazing lady who has been trying to quit drinking and has been in sobriety for almost a year. And she's very withdrawn. She hangs out, hangs out at home. And Lucy Torvin, she also works as an instructor, and she's also a caretaker provider. And she brings in a lot of people. She has a very big heart and brings in a lot of people, who she knows that who would be beneficial from this class.
Okay. Well, tell me again about the instructors. What kind of difference have the instructors made?
Pardon?
Tell me about some of the instructors, and tell me again about what Lucy has done.
Well, Lucy Torvin is our instructor along with Jenny Wheeler. They teach our native arts class. They have taught, if you guys had seen the footage about the open house, they taught the moccasin class, the bootmaking class, the traditional bibs, octopus bags, and now this next class that they're going to be doing is going to be a native accessory class, and they'll be teaching how to make earrings, bracelets, medicine bags, dream catchers, just small stuff like that. And they've done a great job. They brought in a lot of people, and the outcome of the class is just amazing. People walk out of there with the most beautiful artwork. And the other two instructors that we have is Fred Bemis and Fred White. And right now they're starting, and Fred Bemis actually has been carving for the past 30 years. And Fred has been carving probably about 20 plus years. We're not quite sure how old he is, but both of them put together, they've had to have done over 300 pieces of artwork in their life. Fred Bemis had done a lot of the work at the school. All throughout the community, he has donated his carvings, and Fred White had done a dance staff that was broken years ago. That was a traditional dance staff, and he carved that for Shane Brown to dance with, and that was a big thing that was presented to Shane at a potluck.
Tell me about Fred White. What kind of person is he? If you had, no,
Don't put that on camera, but
right. Okay, small town. Let's see. Well, covered.
Expensive. I decided.
Last year I was helping an elder during celebration, and I got my picture in the Anchorage paper. I never did see it, but then all the kids were asking me what kind of Indian I am, and I'm not. So I felt bad.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Could you go ahead and lower that mic down just a bunch? That way we just don't see it in the shot.
Okay.
Well, first of all, just so I can get it, could you go ahead and say your name and spell it for me?
Okay, my name is Karen Reis, R-I-E-S.
And then Karen, how do you spell Karen?
K-A-R-E-N.
Okay. And well, first of all, tell me a little bit about the Healthy Coalition, how it works.
Okay. The Yakutat Healthy Coalition is a group of organizations, local businesses, government, and other individuals who are concerned about making Yakutat a safe and healthy place to live.
Cool. And tell me, people that join the Healthy Coalition, what happens? And wait, let me stop you though. Go ahead and hold the mic right against your shirt.
Oh, okay.
Just because I'm picking up a little bit of wind.
All right.
That'll help it out. Okay.
Okay, when people join the, I have to think. Now you're going to edit this, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We only take
All right.
like the best.
Okay. All right. The coalition received a grant from the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention in October of 2002. Since then, we've got a pretty consistent membership of about 15. We're shooting for about 20. There are people who work together to provide drug-free activities. We've sponsored community meetings to help the school develop the student-athlete drug testing policy and zero tolerance. We're working with the police on follow-through with consequences. We've got youth involved. One of the high school students is one of our chair people. We're providing training, awareness, just people working together and to work on a lot of issues.
Yeah. And now people that are in the coalition that perhaps were not doing so great before, but more in specific with if you have anyone that comes to mind that was a tobacco user that got rid of that habit. Talk about what happens when people quit as far as the health benefits and the economic benefits.
I've done several lessons with the kids at the elementary school, and one of the things we always do is take a look at the cost of cigarettes and figure out if we smoked, say, a pack a day, how much that would add up to in a year, and it's at least permanent fund amount or more, and they're always amazed and talking a lot about what they could do with that money and what their families could do with that money. So we have people who have asthma who've stopped smoking, who are aware of cancer in the family who've stopped smoking, youth who've said they'll never smoke, and as a result of activities and classes we've done.
And have you seen in Yakutat any instances or heard of things where like older people in the family or elders wind up being an influence on younger people as far as tobacco use?
We've had a couple of community meetings to sort out the issues of where people are getting tobacco or alcohol or other drugs, and how easy they are to get here in town, and what the kids have told us is that they may get them from their families. Maybe their parents don't notice that they've taken some, or older young adults may give them to them, and that's probably the easiest way to get them is from older people.
What have you seen at Yakutat as far as smoking?
Now, with smokeless tobacco, we really haven't seen that much. I don't believe that's a problem. It may develop, but right now we haven't seen much of that.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, I just think that with the work of everyone in our coalition, people are really working together. This community potluck we're having tonight is to honor people who make safe choices and lead healthy lives, and it's for everyone in the community, and it's something that everyone's joined in to support. So that's it.
Last question I had for you is just what is your official title?
Coalition Project Coordinator.
For the Healthy Coalition?
The Yakutat Healthy Community Coalition Project Coordinator.
Okay. So I make sure we get that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay, that was painless.
Hold on a second, Dave. I gotta whip in my truck.
They ain't talking about me. Had my birthday the other day, Gary.
I thought Leonard's Landing was, or you, Leonard's Landing was making chowder. Shelley said she thought Melenda was making it. Do you know? Okay, Leonard is then. Okay, chowder and salad.
I would have been home to tuck my
I know, that's what I thought you were bringing.
No, that was flour for
Yeah, okay, all right. Does she need help bringing more stuff?
No, she said she had a few things there she could get boxed up. I kind of snuck out and said, every time I come back up here, be like, more work.
I know.
I'll see you later.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
You're on TV, Karen.
How are you?
Oh boy. Yeah, that'd be something.
I'm just standing around.
Okay. You're ready.
Wide.
Joe is at his desk on the phone.
Is also about learning.
There you go. Now get your right hand to do a straight line.
Now, I'm a professional native television hostess, so
straight up
the
and down.
Eskimo yo-yo should be no problem,
Okay,
right?
what am I going to do with this other side?
You'll see. One step at a
I'm
time.
stuck. I can't move.
Okay, there you go. Now, when your hand goes down, you throw the other one straight down. And you maintain same motion with a straight line. There you go. Now you're a trained professional.
Not for very long.
What? It takes practice.
So, there you go. Nothing to it. This takes a little more practice.
My last stop
Thank you.
is way down in Tlingit country. Mabel Pike is from Juneau.
My grandmother used to sew moccasins when I was about 8, 9 years old, and I remember her sitting sewing these. That's how I got started.
Many years ago, she organized the first Fur-Rondy Native Crafts Show. She's still here with the beautiful moccasins she learned to make so many years ago.
And she used to sell these to a curio shop in Juneau. And that's how she put food on our table. And so it was a must that I learned the beadwork. And I graduated to making the slippers before
How long
too
have you
long.
been beading?
Oh, since I was 6 years old. 82 years old today.
That's 76 years if you're counting. Now, if you're like me and can hardly wait for this year's craft fair, you're in luck. It will take place February 19th through the 23rd at the Diamond Center in Anchorage.
It's hardly Alaska.
Stay tuned. Coming up next on the Coastal Villages Report, exciting news that's changing Southwest Alaska, one student at a time.
Sitka to Barrow, gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo.
The Louis Bunyan Memorial Scholarship was started in the early 90s by Coastal Villages Region Fund to assist past and current residents of Coastal Villages Region Fund who are wanting to attend higher education, whether it's vocation school or to attend a university. And in the past, we've funded students who are majoring in education, biology, aviation. Initially, it had to be fisheries-related studies, but we're expanding now.
Throughout rural Alaska, there is a strong emphasis being placed on higher education. With the limited number of jobs available in the rural villages and coastal communities of our state, the youth may have a hard time finding full-time or even part-time work within their own community. It's going to take a higher education, whether it be a university or technical school. The youth of rural Alaska will need to prepare for the future. There's just one problem.
I don't think we can afford it. I think he can afford it unless there are scholarships out there available. Education in Alaska is so expensive. You don't have roads connecting to villages to other. You have to fly. Everywhere you go in Alaska, you have to fly. If you don't go by boat, you have to fly. So that is very expensive. Food, I would say, gets pretty expensive too, especially your books. So scholarship is a need, a definite need.
Haltman Kyokin's son is a past Louis Bunyan Scholarship recipient, now attending the University of Alaska Anchorage, majoring in air traffic control. With the help of the Louis Bunyan Memorial Scholarship, many rural Alaskans are able to attend college and vocational school.
We're proposing to increase the fund, and we're doing that because the education that the board representatives have provided to their communities are making the village residents aware that there's this fund available to them. And we're beginning to see a lot of these, high school graduates and others who would like to pursue careers in different fields are applying for the fund. And we're happy to see that happening.
What's required for an application to be complete includes the full application, 2 letters of recommendation, an essay, an admissions letter, and if they are a past resident of one of our communities, they have to have proof that they were a past resident, whether it be a tribal card or a letter from one of their tradition councils that verifies that they were a past resident.
The amount of each scholarship varies, but to qualify for the funds, applicants must invest their own money or have received funding from other sources.
Well, I applied for as much grants as I could with the AVCP, Jalista Corporation, and Louis Bunyan Memorial, and CVRF. And I also found a job, helped me with my finances.
Renee Green is a junior at Alaska Pacific University and a recipient of the Louis Bunyan Memorial Scholarship, majoring in elementary education. She relies heavily on scholarships and grants to finance her higher education.
I've applied for a lot of different scholarships, like for Chalista, for the Clement Smart Scholarship from Hooper Bay, and the Louis Bunyan. I've also applied for like Pell Grants, financial aid, and the Teacher Scholarship Student Loan. So all of those scholarships are helping to pay for my school.
She is originally from the coastal village of Hooper Bay, with a population of about 1,000 people. Like many of the villages in the region, the residents of Hooper Bay rely on subsistence hunting, fishing, and gathering to survive. But in today's cash economy, everyone must find some way to earn money. Renee's goal is to graduate and return to her home in Hooper Bay, where she will teach at the elementary school. Making it possible for students like Renee to obtain a college degree and return to their village to help others is exactly why CVRF initiated the Louis Bunyan Memorial Scholarship.
There's vocational training type job, career opportunities out there. Let's say, for example, there's we have almost all aluminum boats now, metal boats. And they're at one point in time, sometimes in the future, even now, beginning now, we need to have somebody able to maintain these boats. The aluminum hull is going to crack in the water. The fishing boat's going to crack in the water. It's going to be brought up, and somebody's going to have to maintain that. And if somebody can apply for the funds to become an aluminum welder, we'll finance that person, be able to go out and get some training. And I give a lot of encouragement to our high school students here as well, and not just here in Lecouric, but other villages too, is that this fund is available for you. We're living in a cash economy now, and you cannot live in a village without a job nowadays. Even a very simple village like this in Lecouric, you need to have cash to pay for your heating. You got to have cash to pay for your light bills, telephone, your fun games. Cost money to operate. So apply for this fund. It's there.
My advice would be to let your children know about available scholarship that any organization might have. If it's CVRF, go for it. But I do believe they do have money for this purpose.
The goal of the scholarship is to increase the educational and vocational achievements of the residents in the region, especially those skills that directly benefit local communities. Another student from the Coastal Villages region, John Bill, is a computer science major at Alaska Technical Center. Originally from Tooksuk Bay, a small village of about 500 people, John plans to open a small business in the future.
I want to start a small business with repairing computers and networking, and based it over here in Anchorage and extending it out to Bethel.
I also think it's important, for me to go back to Hooper Bay and teach.
It's a great opportunity for individuals who are ambitious about getting higher education. And of course, higher education is important if you want to obtain employment in the future. It's a credential, basically, so employers look for credentials. You can get an application online at www.coastavillages.org. You can call Verla Mochin, who is our employment coordinator. She's the scholarship administrator, and she can be reached toll-free at 1-888-795-5151 or 907-278-5151.
Just do it. You have to start somewhere, and there's a lot of deadlines that will be coming up, and you have to remember them. Write them down on your calendar, but in the end, if you just do it, if you try, you can succeed.
My name is Kevin Williams from Nicoryak, and Heartbeat will be back after this. Thank you.
Well, that's it. A lot of shopping, a lot of fun. I bought this from that beautiful elder, Ellen Savage, handmade. And so you see, it's much more than just purchasing a basket. Ellen Savage is a wonderful, beautiful woman that's willing to share her life with us. And she's a part of our Native culture. And that's what this whole Arts and Crafts Fair is all about. It's the youth, and it's the elders, it's everyone in between coming together, fellowshipping, having fun together. And this is what Heartbeat is all about. And I hope we shared a wonderful time with you today. God bless you all. And we'll see you again next week.
Purchase a copy of this program, ask for Heartbeat number 11703. That's Heartbeat number 11703. And send a check or money order for $20 to Jeannie Green Productions, 6216 Old Seward Highway, Anchorage, Alaska, 99518, or give us a call, 907-563-7440.